Okay, I'm on the land. I just took care of the cats. Um, got a lot going on. So I try not to divulge too much negative information because this is going to be a free food and medicine video for my free food and medicine YouTube, and I'll put it on my farm YouTube too, even though my farm YouTube is mostly just negative stuff right now because I'm documenting evidence to all the garbage that's going on. But I'm regrouping this year, and I'll maybe have a new farm video YouTube account. Oh, Lover Boy, you're still alive. Good. You're still limping though. I need to give him some medicine too. Come here, LBJ. LBJ. Come here. Kitty, 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 kitty. Come here, LBJ. Lover Boy Jr. is his name. I thought he might not be alive anymore, but he still is. So good. We're going to give him some medicine. I got to keep this stuff refrigerated, so I've been keeping it in my big truck. LBJ. Come here. Let me get... There we go. Cool. It's just antibiotics. He's still limping. I gave him I took him to the vet last weekend and had the vet give him an injection as well as Callie. And they're both doing decent, but they're not improving very good. I think. I don't know. So, I mean, they're not feral and they're not barn cats, but that's their cat house. You know, I got a old camper. It used to be a dog house, and David Ray Judas wanted it for his camper, which he's more of a germaphobe. Actually, I don't know. Maybe he's not more of a germaphobe than I am. He lives in filth. Anyways, I thought he was more of a germaphobe than I am. So, I thought, oh yeah, there's no way he's gonna live in that. You know, it was previously a doghouse, and he is always acting like he's a germaphobe. So I couldn't see him turning that into his camper. So I saw it as a chicken coop, right? So I went ahead and bought it. And of course, Judas decided he wasn't going to live in it. So ultimately, it ended up being a cat house instead. So, and it's not a bad one. I just got to get in there and clean it up because it's kind of filthy. But again, it's not a bad cat house. So that's the cat house. And they like it. We basically ripped the toilet out of the bathroom. And so the hole where the toilet was is basically the cat door. So it works out. Anyways, so this is a foraging and exploring video. And, oh, yeah, I'm working on, I'll work on a new farm video later once I transition and we get new stuff going on. And I'm also working on finding a new name for the new farm. Because David and David is dead. Although I just bought barddd.com, kind of like drawing a line through the DD&D, and now it's barddd. So I might use that name for now till I come up with a new name. So it's kind of striking out the old DD&D, and I'm just gonna call it barddd. You know, like back in the old days, they used to call their farms like Bar T and Bar this and Bar that. That's what gave me the name or the idea for the name. So, and on the business card on the website, I strike out the DD&D and put a line through it, like I'm striking it out. And so that might just be my new temporary name, Bar DDD, and have that as my new temporary domain name until we come up with a new name. I'm rebranding. I'm regrouping and rebranding. So, free food and medicine. This one here is obviously in the mint family. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but I do know it's in the mint family. It looks like it might be oregano, maybe, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. What I do know is this is thistle. Most people know that. This is hemlock right here with the yellow flower, or white flowers, I mean. That's poisonous. Now there is another one that looks similar to this called Queen Anne's lace, but those flowers are more tightly knit, and then there's like this little black or purple like stamen or something right in the middle, and that's the best way to know that it's Queen Anne's lace. I think Queen Anne's lace has medicinal properties, but it's not really a food. It's probably more like a medicine. So do some homework on Queen Anne's lace. This here is mullein. That's good for the lungs and a bunch of other stuff. I call it toilet paper because it's real soft and fuzzy. And but it really probably isn't pliable enough for toilet paper. So you can smoke it, you can eat it, you can make a tea out of it, try it out for an herb, whatever. The cats love me, they want my attention. This here is poke weed. So like I said in a previous video, when it forks like this and it's purple, it's no longer edible. When it's a baby shoot, you can eat the leaves off of it, but they gotta cook them. And there's a special way to prepare them, and I'm not a connoisseur on pokeweed. So you'll have to do some homework before eating pokeweed, but like I said, it's kind of like asparagus. You can only eat the young part of the pokeweed as it's a shoot coming up, but you can't eat it raw. You have to cook it, and I don't know the proper formula. So again, do your homework. Now, these are poke berries, and again, they're not edible until they turn purple. Once they turn purple and they're ready and they're ripe, basically, then you can eat the poke berries. However, this is a medicine, not a food. So use this sparingly. They say like maybe a teaspoon or a tablespoon, depending on your body weight, of poke berries per day. Any more than that could cause problems. It's good for pain, inflammation, colds, flus, things like that. But again, it's a strong medicine, so use it sparingly. Otherwise, it can be poisonous. Oh, here's Queen Anne's lace. So this one don't have the little purple dot or whatever in the middle, but this is Queen Anne's lace. It looks a lot like, oh, here's another Queen Anne's lace. Here, this one's got the little dot. See the little dot? And I think that's the stamen. I think that's what it's called. The male part of the plant. So that's how you tell the difference between Queen Anne's lace and hemlock. Now, there was something else here I wanted to. I heard noises. Sound like people, but probably just animals. Okay, this is one of my favorites. It's a Chinese lantern, and this is a big one. I want to have a whole garden with these buddies. They're like tomatillos, but smaller. It's like a smaller cherry tomato a wild cherry tomato style version of a tomatillo. So I've not tried the flowers or the leaves. I'm sure the flowers might be tasty, but I'm holding out for the fruit. It's basically just like a wild cherry tomato. I love them. There's like 5 or more different varieties. That one there, I believe, is my favorite. So, but the leaf structures, you can tell the difference by the leaf structures. and I'll see if I can find some more, because now's when they're growing, so that's good. Poor man's pepper, I forget what it's actually called, but that's poor man's pepper. We have tons of blackberries. Here's some more mullein. This is a wild lettuce. Hemlock. So be careful eating things in the carrot family. They most of them are poisonous from what I understand. Here is some dock, curly dock probably. You can grind those seeds up and use them as flour, kind of like buckwheat. There's some more poke. Clover. LBJ, you're injured. Quit trying to mate the women. Heal first. Crazy cat. He's like, I'm horny. So anyways, I gotta feed the weather too. Oh, this is I think this is the water hemlock. I'm not sure what the different names are for the different hemlocks, but this is the juicy looking one. And this is the one, I guess they say it tastes like parsnips. And so it supposedly tastes really good, but it's also really poisonous and it'll really kill you. So don't eat that, unless you want to die. But I understand it's not a pleasant death. It's kind of painful. So, not good. Here's some more tomatillos or wild cherry tomatoes. You can see the lantern, Chinese lantern. Once the paper starts turning brown, it's ready to pick. Sometimes I pick them a little early. But this one has the same leaf pattern, so this is the one that I like. Oh, here's another one right next to it. It's got a different leaf pattern. It's got a different color to it. This one will taste different, and I'm not sure which one this is, but it will taste different from that one. And it might just be that it's sickly and this one's healthy. I don't know. But we'll see. And there's another one over there, but it's got the same leaf pattern. There's another one. So, like I said, there's like 5 different varieties, and they're all wild. This here is fleabane, and supposedly that'll keep the fleas off of you. This is lesbadiza. I always call it lesbians, to be funny. Lesbadiza, that's how I remember it. That is a dewormer, and I'm not sure what else it's good for, but the goats like it, and I try to promote it to grow for a dewormer for the goats. More hemlock. This is hedge. Hedge apples are said to be so high in nutrients that they will help fight cancer. Now, I'm not sure how accurate that is. You have to do your own homework. But I found out that, well, hedge apples don't really taste that good, right? But I found out that if you freeze them first and then thaw them out and eat them, they taste better. So give that a shot. I haven't tried that yet. Usually I just dry it out, powder it, and then I put it in pill form and take it that way for nutrients. But like I say, they say it helps fight cancer. So I got a cherry tree over there. It's the small one, so I'll go show you the big one. But I also got elderberries over here. We transplanted these, but they're doing really well. And elderberries you can find in the wild fairly easy. Looks like something came and decimated some of these. But and we got grapevines that looks like they're going to produce some grapes. So no, that's not them. That's something else. Is it? Yeah, no, that's something else. Okay, so here's the elderberries, and basically they got white flowers too, just like the hemlock. And it actually kind of looks like hemlock by the flower patterns and whatnot, but the leaves are different. And they got purple berries. When the berries turn purple, they're edible. I also understand the flowers are edible and the leaves are edible, but again, do your own homework. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but I tried the flowers; they taste like crap. So I just wait for I just wait for the berries. So that is the elderberry patch. I need to make it bigger, but you know, like I said, I'm the only one doing any work around here, so everything's minuscule. Minuscule. Um, this is this a tree? It is a tree. This is persimmon tree, baby persimmon tree. Here is some more of those Chinese lanterns. They're not ready yet. They'll be ready at the end of the month. Blackberries. There's a buttload of blackberries. These are wild blackberries. These ones don't look quite ready. There's one that looks like it might be ready. If I don't get myself hurt. It's not like ready, but I like the sour ones better anyway, so it's fine. Yeah. When it gets between a dark red and a light purple, that's my favorite time to eat them. Mulberries. We got a lot of mulberries here. Here's another mulberry, but this one doesn't taste very good. Looks like all the berries fell off. I love mulberries. That's a weed. I forget what kind of weed that is, but it's a weed. That weed has the leaf pattern of a passion fruit. So it always trips me up when I see it because I think it's passion fruit and it's just a weed. So I'm sure it's good for something. I'm just not sure what it's good for. Oh, I'm off the trail. Here's the trail. These are Jerusalem artichokes. You pretty much eat those in the winter. Dig them up and eat them. There was some already here, and then Judas transplanted some, so now we have a whole buttload of them. But they're everywhere. And then, of course, he transplanted some that were already here and kind of spread them out so that they'll go crazy. That's a winter crop. You let it grow through the summer, and then when it goes to when it dies back, that's whenever it's ready to harvest because it's a root crop basically. So this is the cherry tree. This is the best cherry tree out of the three. It's growing up nicely. I need to put a stake in it and stand it up more. I'm afraid to give it too much attention because then Judas will try to kill it probably. I don't trust him right now. But maybe after he's gone, he's got a week left to get out of here. Then I'll stake this and try to get it to grow more straight and give it more TLC. I'm trying to pretend like it's not here, even though he knows it's here. But certain things I'm trying to act like I'm not concerned about them so that he doesn't try to kill them or destroy them. He's been sabotaging me lately. Actually, he's been sabotaging me for quite a while. But he's been really sabotaging me lately. So I'm just like trying to pretend like I don't care about whatever. I'm just going to burn everything to the ground. And blah, blah, blah. So that he sabotages me less. But anyhow, there's a lot of good stuff here. But I am selling off part of this property. So I might have to relocate my shade trees I don't know where the property line is whenever I do the subdivision, but this is 2 parcels, and so I'm gonna subdivide the main land between the 2 parcels, which is somewhere around in here. And then I'm gonna divide the front parcel in half. And I'm gonna make a road down the middle, and I'm gonna sell both halves. And then I'll still own the road, and I'll allow them an easement on the road to get to their properties, but I'll technically own the road. My other option was to put the road on the south side and then just sell off the whole front parcel. But the guy that's interested in buying in, you'll see him in future videos. He's actually looking at being an investor, so I'm not going to just sell it to willy-nilly to anybody. I'm going to sell it to him as an investor, and we're going to work together. So as a buy-in option for whatever the hell I'm going to be doing in the future, I don't even know anymore. But anyways, so he'll own 25% of the land, and then I'll sell or lease the other 25%, and then I'll basically have this back half for myself. And or I might just keep the other 25% and use it for gardening, because the back half is mostly woods and a creek, a dry creek, but a creek. So, yeah. Anyway, so all kinds of good stuff here. Blackberries. Oh, I just saw something and I was going to say something about it, but I was talking about something else. Let's go back. So this here is a wild gooseberry. I think it's actually called a currant. So, but if you pick the berries green, they're sour, just like just like a gooseberry. Now I got no teeth, so I gotta break it open with my fingernail, and then I can chew on it. But yeah, they're sour, just like gooseberries. So if you get it at the right time, boom, high in vitamin C, and delicious, and nutritious. Mm. My mom texted the wrong group. She texted the Judas group. So now Judas knows my mom's on her way. That's okay. I'll text her back. You texted the wrong group. Period. That's okay. Period. Heading down to feed the weather. Period. And then we can go. Oh, wrong button. Hello, send. It is 5:07, 17:07. Anyway. All right, so I gotta go feed the weather. There's some more dock. See, I'm working on caplinger now. There's a whole bunch of Jerusalem artichokes and a whole bunch of weeds. This was supposed to be a garden, and I actually do have cucumbers and potatoes and watermelon and cantaloupes growing in there. There's a lot of grass growing up, but I've got them in lick tubs, and I'm doing like a drought resistant farming deal. So basically what I do is I put jugs in the bottom of a lick tub like this. The lick tub has holes in the bottom. And it's actually deeper ones like that one. And then I put the jugs in the bottom to hold or capture, retain water. And then when the plants grow, the roots will grow down towards the bottom, obviously. And the part that's probably too much. And that's mostly dog food. I kind of don't want to give them dog food, but oh well. 1, 2, 3. I got actual goat food up front, but because Judas is still here, I don't want him to steal it and take it to his goats. He's already mooched off of me enough. Oh, this is my raspberry patch in here. These are blackberries, but I got raspberries that I planted in there. They're not doing that great this year, but they were doing really good last year. I didn't get a chance to get in there and weed it this year because of all the crazy crap that's been going on. But we'll walk over there real quick because I'll forget to come back and check on it. But got plenty of poison ivy, and here's some more Chinese lanterns. I love those. I want to make a yard just for Chinese lanterns. So some of the raspberries aren't doing too bad still. It's hot. Let me see if I can get this one. Come on. Oh, I lost it. Dang it. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, you can see a whole bunch over there. So mostly I'm just letting it grow. I'll prune in here later. It's kind of overgrown. It's kind of gotten overgrown. But kind of like Judas's blackberry patch. He didn't care about it, and he just let it go feral. And yeah, my raspberry patch is kind of getting overgrown. So I got to get in there and clean it up. It's been a crazy year. This is my favorite mulberry tree. This tree has the best mulberries on it. Like, you wouldn't believe. I don't know of any other tree on the property that has mulberries as good as this one. It's the best. I love this tree. I think only one mulberry tree that I've seen out in the wild that I've been doing foraging videos had better mulberries than this one. Those mulberries are so good. So that's my best mulberry tree on the whole property. And I'm sweating like a pig. This is a wild cherry tree. We got a bunch of those on the property, which is why I can't have cattle on the property because they'll kill cows. They say they'll kill goats too, but I don't think I've had a problem with the goats. Goats are almost impervious. I mean, they're practically invincible. You can't hardly kill them. You just got to make sure that you keep the worms down, because the worms are the thing that kills them the most. And of course, my backstabbing Judas friend, David Ray, basically could care less about taking care of his responsibilities. And so we've lost, I'd say, over half of our goats due to worms. Because while I'm on the road, they get sick and die. And he don't even check on them. He don't even care. He says he cares. He pretends, he puts on a show that he cares, but really, actions speak louder than words, and he doesn't take care of the animals. So I really don't think he cares. You know, they say believe what people do, not what people say. You know, I take care of pretty much everything around here more than he does. I'm here 10% of the time, and I do 90% of the work, and he's here 90% of the time, and he does 1% of the work. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say 10%, but I seriously doubt it's even 10%. So there's some food for the goat, and of course he's got plenty of forageable food. That's the weather. So he's the last of the Mohicans. I sold all my goats except for the weather and Trig. We were going to give them away to somebody, but then Judas stole Trig and her baby. And so I wasn't able to rehome the weather because they need partners. Anyways, this is a grape, wild grape. Yeah, I don't think it's producing grapes yet, but it will be this summer/fall. But anyways, the weather will have a companion soon. I'm just waiting until Judas is gone before I go out and get another companion for the weather. And at that point, I got a new guy coming to the land next week or so, and he's got a dog, and I might have him put the dog back here to, oh, spider web, damn, I hate spider webs, to be a companion for the weather until I get another goat or something. I might just get, another spider web. I might just get, see what I want to do, this is not a free food and medicine topic, but what I want to do is I want to try to make a different goat. I already have the domain name. It's called SkygerianGoats.com. So it's a Spanish Kiko Nigerian cross. And I was already getting started on that project, but I was so afraid Judas was going to kill my goats that I went ahead and sold them back to the goat trader that I bought them from. And then he turned around and sold them to Doc Kramer, the local veterinarian. So I know where to potentially buy them back from. And there's really only one I want, and that was the brownish red one. She would make a good milk goat. So what I want to do is make a milk meat goat. And if you go to SkygerianGoats.com or SkygerianGoat.com, I think it's goats plural, or both. I might have both domain names. But if you go there, you'll see basically what I want to do. And we had milk goats for 9 years, 10 years, but Judas never milked them. And people were always asking, why do you have milk goats if you're not going to milk them? I'm like, frick if I know. So people kept telling me I need to do meat goats. So finally I decided to go ahead and do meat goats. Well, when I made that decision, Judas started sabotaging me more. than before. Because how dare I do something that he doesn't want to do? Well, this is my land. You know, I could do whatever I want. You know, you're supposed to be working for me, not the other way around. You know, here's, oh, this is amaranth. This is like a wild spinach. So, you know, we started out as we were supposed to be like business partners. Basically, our arrangement was I pay all the bills and he does all the work, but he never really did any work. So, long story short, basically he wanted to be totally off the grid. And now I understand why, because he's got a warrant, a felony warrant for child support, and he's got some other shady stuff in his past that he really did a really good job at covering up. And I just finally, took me 9 years, but I just finally figured all that out. So that's why he wanted to be off the grid. And people kept suggesting that he was hiding from something, and I blew it off. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, he's supposed to be out of the system, just like me, except, you know, I can't be out of the system. So he was kind of depending on me being in the system so that he could be out of the system. So our arrangement was that I pay all the bills and he does all the work, basically. And then when I come home, I help out. But the problem is he didn't do hardly any work. I ended up having to do all the work, or most all the work. This is sumac, and it too is inedible. There's certain ways to eat it though. There's only one sumac that's poisonous, and it has white berries. All the rest of them have red berries, and they are actually edible. And I like to take the red berries and soak them in water and make a lemonade. They're real sour. So anyways, and there's some more sumac growing right there. You can see the red berries. And the red berries, they're not ready yet, are sour. And that's the part that you can make lemonade with. Anyway, so yeah, he never really followed through with his India agreement. 2017, our friend Bill had him watch his greenhouse for the winter. So he lived in Bill's greenhouse for the winter. That was the winter of 2017. He pretty much stayed there for 2 years and totally neglected everything here. Neglected the goats, neglected the cats, neglected the land, neglected everything. He just basically told me to F off without telling me to F off, you know. Actions speak louder than words. So he pretty much abandoned me at that point. And that's when our business partnership was pretty much over with. Well, 2019, they kicked him out of the greenhouse. And he had nowhere else to go, so he came back here. And like an idiot, I took him in. And he's basically just been backbiting me, sabotaging me ever since. But in little ways. You know, it didn't escalate until last fall. Last fall, it really escalated big time, and that's when everything just went crazy. And so now I'm basically evicting him. So we're done. But yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. But anyhow, so I'm starting fresh. Here's a bunch of clover. That's edible. And that's probably my mom texting me. Some more blackberries. Me too. All right, my mom's here. So I'll keep walking and talking and until I get to the truck. and I'll get my keys so I can go find the wire. I'm gonna wire up an air conditioning unit over at my Caplinger property. Oh, this looks like it might be grape, but it might actually be porcelain berry. Yeah, I think it's porcelain berry. It's not edible. Well, it is for chickens, but not for people, I don't think. But anyhow, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good stuff. This looks like hedge. It is a hedge. I've been trying to let the hedge grow so that I could graft on the chafe root to the hedge so I can have more chafe root. But my first graft sucks. I do got clones, and I think I got a few clones that might make it. So I guess that's it for my free food and medicine video. Go to freefoodandmedicine.org. I got a Discord, that's probably the most active, and Facebook, a MeWe, and a whole bunch of other crap. Okay, bye.